Welcome, 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 family, to another edition of Revolution Sunday. Yours truly, A.G. Green Sr. What an honor and a privilege it is to be with you on today. Greet everyone as you come into this dynamic spiritual conclave, this connection of oneness. We are vibing with our tribe. And grand rising to everyone, you, and you who are here on today. Tag, share, and text. Text, share, and tag. Tag those in whom you know vibe with our tribe and are presently deconstructing religion to fully embrace spirituality. So glad that you are here. Yes, Rich Risings family, Grand Risings family. Blessings to you, Linda. Appreciate all of you for checking in on today. Let's pray. Almighty, we're so thankful and grateful for this golden opportunity. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your unconditional love. Thank you for expanding us in spirit and consciousness and awareness. We just bless you for the love that is being shared today. We thank you for the growth that's taking place. We are evolving, transforming, and ascending. We thank you for life and that more abundantly. Your will is done in us, with us, through us, as us. We thank you and praise you. Remember the example, the name, the way, the power, the consciousness of Yeshua HaMashiach. It is so, and so it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see our resident therapist checking in with us today. What a wonderful day it is. What a blessed day it is to be here with you. And I know that there are storms raging across the country, but you have found your way to the platform. I'm glad that you still have some kind of online internet access. And we believe that it's going to be worth your while to connect with this tribe on this particular day. I always like to remind you what Philippians 4:13 says: I can do all things through Christ, through Christos, through Christ's energy, through Christ's anointing, who strengthens us. I want you to type it in the comment section, I can. Come on, type in the comment section, I can. Type it in the comment section, I can. While you're typing I can in the comment section, let me know if you can see and hear me well. Let me know if you can see and hear me well. Type it in the comment section, I can. Come on, type it in the comment section, I can. That's it. Type it in the comment section, I can. I can overcome. I can manifest anything. I can endure all situations and circumstances. That's it. Type it in the comment section, I can. I have a divine, unlimited partnership with God, with the Creator, with the Source, with the Sustainer, and I can. Come on, that's it. Type it in the comment section, I can. Thank you. Linda says I can. She says I can see and hear you well. Thank you so much. I can. What a blessing, family, it is to be able to take ownership of I can. Ownership of awareness that you, as presently constructed, are connected to the eternal divine source. Yes, I can. Text says, now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. The power works from within, not from without. I am not powerless, I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Come on, type it in the comment section. I am powerful. I am powerful. Come on, that's it. Type it in the comment section. I am powerful. You are a carrier and a harbor of power. You are a container and a vessel of unlimited power. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a spiritual being who is in charge of a physical avatar in a physical simulation, a physical construct. And yet, I am powerful. Yes, yes, say it, say it, say it. Say the power, speak the power, know the power, own the power, accept the power. And Almighty, I thank you that we are transformed by the renewing of our minds, that we might prove what is that good and acceptable and the perfect will of God, the divine, the creator, source, sustainer. I am powerful. Do you feel a presence when you say it? Do you speak it with conviction? Do you speak it knowing? Do you speak it from a place of faith? How do you feel when you say it? What moves through you when you speak? When I speak it with conviction, I always experience a presence that's always moving continuously through me. Oh yes, I am powerful. Come on, say it until you can feel the anointing. You can feel the presence of the divine moving through you. I am powerful. I am powerful. That's right. Don't be timid. Don't be fearful. You have been created and constructed by the Creator to possess this unlimited power, this unlimited connection to the Creator, the source and sustainer of all. I am powerful. What a blessing it is. What an honor it is. What a privilege it is to embrace and to know your power. Again, welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, A.G. Green Sr. A.G. Green Sr. All right. Praise and gratitude alert. Praise and gratitude alert. Sometimes I forget to do that. But family, I want you to remind me to always take some time to offer praise and gratitude to the Creator, the divine, the source, the sustainer of all things. I want you to put at least one thing in the comment section that you are thankful and grateful for. Type it in the comment section, at least one thing that you are thankful and grateful for. At least one thing that you are thankful and grateful for. Type it in the comment section. At least one thing you are thankful and grateful for. And I am thankful today, not just for you, but thankful for my right mind. Yes, thankful for my right mind. Absolutely. Our resident Mystic Wesley Turk says, grateful for life. Thankful and grateful for life. Let's see what Hillary says. I am thankful and grateful that the power did not go out. Yes, there are storms raging in different parts of the world. Sister Pastor Janet Green says, I'm grateful and thankful for lights and heat. Good to see you on, sister. And my Krista says, I'm grateful for light and water in my home. Oh, yes. Can you believe it? There's not only snow in Missouri, there's, well, I should say, rain and snow in places that we expect, but places like Texas and Georgia are experiencing it this weekend. And if any other place you might know of, because I don't watch the news that much, to be honest, where storms are raging, you can put it in the comment section. So thankful and grateful that all of you all have power and lights today. Our resident therapist says, I'm grateful for my purpose. Absolutely, absolutely thankful and grateful for purpose. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to share what you're thankful and grateful for today? You want to share what you're thankful and grateful for on today? Feel welcome to do that. Share what you're thankful and grateful for on today during this praise and gratitude alert. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to remind you, that our spiritual community, Revolution Inc., is up. use the code REV50 at checkout and get 50% off the first month. Our tribe is growing, and you'll experience high level teaching, ancient spiritual wisdom, a community of like minded people, weekly inspiration, free resources, so forth and so on. There are small volumes of information on various different subjects right now within our Patreon community. So if you want to learn about the various different things, you have to be on the paid tiers to access everything, the paid tiers. Make sure you connect with us. Our community is growing. And again, we are committed. I am committed to expanding it in a way that's going to benefit and empower you. Let's see our resident mystic. Pastor Wesley Turk says in Woodland, California, it's 42 degrees, no snow. Wow, that's California. Anybody else want to put up your area and the temperature and the weather? We're interested. I'm definitely interested in hearing what it's like where you are and how you're faring in your particular geographical location in the country or the world. I don't know. We're supposed to have snow here in the Atlanta area. We did experience some freezing rain last night, and there is supposed to be more freezing rain and snow tonight. I know they've already canceled schools here for Monday. So yes, we are experiencing quite a bit. Let's see. My sister says 15 degrees in Memphis. Wow, that's cold. Now that is definitely cold. And let's see. Hillary says in Missouri it's 18. Feels like -4 degrees. Ice and snow. Everything's closed. Wow. I love that kind of weather, at least for a couple of days. I really, really do. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else want to tell us what the weather is like in the part of the country that you're in? What the weather's like in the part of the country that you're in? Krista says Texas, light snow, 20 degrees, feels like 10. Wow, in Texas, family. Now that's in Texas. And Trina's in Texas also. She says 16 in Texas. Woo, chilly, chilly, chilly for a state like Texas. All right, thank y'all so much. Stay warm. Stay warm. Don't get out unless you just have to get out. And then I always try to encourage people when you have these kinds of moments to enjoy them. Enjoy these moments. Most of y'all are busy daily. You're doing something, you're involved in something. And sometimes these are just opportunities for us to just slow down, do some Netflix and chill, or slow down, do some reading and chill, slow down, do some meditating and chill. Again, or just relax, do whatever it is you want to do, make love, whatever. Just enjoy these times. And I think that the world is better off. I think the pandemic, although millions died, that wasn't a blessing at all. I don't care what nobody says, but we learn lessons. And one of the lessons is that the world can stop, and that at times it's necessary for us to stop, to pause, to reflect, so forth and so on. So take these opportunities. Some of y'all nervous, you're jumpy, you're going back and forth, you're zigging and zagging. You're not even in a straight line. Take this time to just, without guilt, relax. I want you to type that in the comment section. Without guilt, I am going to relax, or I am relaxing. There we go. Without guilt, I am relaxing. Type that in the comment section. Without guilt, I am relaxing. Type that in the comment section. Without guilt, I am relaxing. I am relaxing. Again, this is not in my notes. A resident therapist is going to put what installment we're on in this series for today. But I want to share this with you because it's coming to me because I have lived it and experienced it. It is important. And Pamela Moore is on Patreon. Good to see you, Pam. I want you to recognize that there are all kinds of complexes that people develop as it relates to a low self-worth or feeling unworthy or attaching activity to productivity, or defining themselves by their actions or defining themselves by what they interpret to be productivity. I am one of those people who did it for years and still have challenges with it today. And you can work every day. You can, as they say, get your grind on, so forth and so on, and know you need to relax. Your body is telling you you need to relax. Sometimes people close to you are telling you you need to relax. You're saying, I need to relax. And when it's actually time to relax, you can't unwind because you got to be doing something. And the reason why you got to be doing something is not necessarily because you're a nervous person, although you could be. You could have developed this nervousness over time. But more importantly, people uh, mistake movement with success. They mistake working with productivity, and they define themselves by their activities. Also, people mistake uh, action with the ability to manifest money and income. When everybody on here, we've done our experiment, who has received a cash app or unexpected money as a gift from somebody that you did not work for. And again, as I continue to ascend the ladder in those realms, I will have more discussions with you about that, along with bringing other people in. But you can have a day just like today and still manifest money in front of your TV, watching it. Money can come through, money can still manifest for you, things can yet get paid. So, relaxing without guilt, relaxing, understanding, and realizing that I'm still who I am, even though I'm resting. I'm still loved. I'm still powerful. I am yet productive. And more importantly, I deserve this rest. I deserve this respite. I deserve to be able to exhale and inhale. I deserve to be able to kick my feet up. Yes, I do. And if you keep hearing a voice that's challenging that, then you're going to have to challenge the voice. You know your life, you know your schedule, you know the things you do. And even if you feel like you have not accomplished what you want to have accomplished, yet you are making an effort every single day. So when opportunities to relax come up, people struggle with that. And there's nothing wrong with you not even getting dressed today. There's nothing wrong with you sitting in front of the TV if you want to with your drawers on a snow day. And there is nothing wrong with you if you want to fold some clothes, do a little work, and then shut it down for the rest of the day. If you want to sit around in your drawers and eat your favorite foods in front of the TV and pass gas all day, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Take time to pause and to relax and to rest and use this as an opportunity, family, to re energize yourself. Whoever that's for is who it's for. Love you all so dearly. Let's see. He put it up in the comment section. We're in part three, the oneness of me and God. John 14:10. John 14:10. Let's go there, and I'm going to do my best to be expeditious. Let me put up an announcement real quickly on the screen for you. Put up an announcement for you real quickly. Many of you all know that I am back on the East Coast, on the Eastern time zone. And since I'm back here, naturally, I am hour ahead of Central. And I think that I am, let me get this right. What am I? 2 hours or 3 hours ahead of the Pacific time zone. But I want you all to understand that because of the time adjustment for me, I want to make a slight adjustment. Beginning next Sunday, Revolution Sundays is going to be on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This timer is on this thing. I did not set that. 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Central. 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Central from now on. Okay. I did not. Let me see about this. This thing keeps, it's got a timer on it. I'm going to take the timer off. That is 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Central Time. Okay. Let's be aware of that. And Spiritual Awakening is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. Central Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. All right. So let us also keep that in mind. I'm going to try and put that up one more time. StreamYard has a timing feature now that you can use when you put things up. I don't require that. So what we do on Wednesday nights, Spiritual Awakening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And we try to do an hour. Sometimes I go over. On Sundays, we typically do about an hour and a half. And that'll give me and others an opportunity to be done, and we can move on with our day. All right. Take note of that, family. Take note of that, family. Take note of that, family. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. John 14 and 10. John 14 and 10. John 14 and 10. Let's see what the King James says. Believest thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the work. Let's see. So that's John 14 and 10. Let's see. That's John 14 and 10. Let's see. Mhm. Let's go to John 10 and 30. Maybe I had that text wrong. John 10 and 30. John 14 and 10. Okay. John 10 and 30. Let me look up something real quickly here. Thank you all for chiming in today. Go to my Bible here, make sure I got something right. Let's see. Okay, we're good. We're good. We want to put up verse 11. My sisters, put up verse 11 also. I'm sorry. 14, 10 through 11. Stay there. John 14, 10 through 11. John 14, 10 through 11. Let's go there. John 14, 10 through 11. Let's put that up real quickly. John 14, 10 through 11. That's good. The Father and I are one, but we want to stay in John 14, 10 through 11. So we've got the King James Version up of 14 and 10 already. All right. And let's put up the NIV version of John 14, 10 through 11 as well. I'm waiting on verse 11 for the King James. That's my fault. We are in John chapter 14, 10 through 11. Let's see. Look like the NIV is up. Don't you believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? Question. The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the Father. Continuing in NIV, living in me, who is doing the work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or at least believe on the evidence of the works themselves. All right, we're going to look at the King James Version real quickly. Believe in me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. Okay. Very good. Very good. And we saw from John 10 and 30, he discussed he and his Father being one. So Yeshua is saying here in the text that he is in God and God is in him. I'm going to say it again. He is in God and God is in him. And we look at verse 10, King James again, believest now thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me. The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father dwelleth in me, and he doeth the works. Now, I believe we looked at John 17, didn't we? And we looked at the text that talked about that exposed or presented Yeshua as praying to the Father that we might be one in God and one in Yeshua, or one in the Son. Now, I am continuing to talk for a few minutes on this text before I get to more verses, because I understand the power of recognizing and being aware of your oneness with God. I want you to type in the comment section. I want you to type this in the comment section. There is power in being aware that I am one with God. Type that in the comment section. There is power in being aware, or power in knowing that I am one with God. There's power in knowing that I am one with God. There's power in being aware that I am one with God. I think one of the most damaging things that has taken place in religion, more specifically Christianity, over the last few thousand years, more specifically Christianity from the Western side of the world, not Eastern Christianity, but Western Christianity, is in teaching people as if they're separate from God until they say a prayer, or teaching people that they are separate from God until they do some things that makes God happy. When the truth be told, you are born as a spiritual being, one with the creator, the divine, the source, and the sustainer. You are born one with God. You are born one with the creator. That's how you were born. I want you to embrace that. I want you to know that. I want you to recognize that. There are a lot of people who think they have to perform rituals to be one. They think they have to perform rituals to please God. They think they have to perform rituals to get in the good graces of God so that they can be close to God. And the truth be told, no, you are born one with God, and God is already a part of you. You wouldn't exist in this realm of existence as a spirit being without having the life of God, without having God's life in you, without having a connection to God, the creator, the source, and the sustainer. All right. I want you to understand that. So we've kind of, weeks ago when we discussed this, we discussed the traditional exegesis of John 14 and 10. We did discuss that, but I've been sharing with you the more metaphysical approaches to this particular text. And I want you to recognize, again, the power of owning oneness, the power of owning oneness. And I'm going to ask you a question. And I've asked this before, and you said yes. So I really shouldn't ask it again. There have been many times you and I have felt like God had abandoned us, or we felt like God was angry with us. And because of this anger, we didn't feel as closely connected. We disqualified ourselves from being favored and blessed because we believe that, according to what was interpreted to us from scripture, that my behavior is so distasteful until God no longer favors me like he used to. Now, you're taught that God loves you at all times, and people try and hold on to that in traditional religious circles. But for the most part, honestly, there's a part of them that feels like he loves them less. And there's a part of them that feels like if they have erred, what the scripture calls sin, that they are separated from God. So, can you imagine what it's like? And you know what it's like, but I'm just painting a picture, to be struggling with something that people said is wrong or error or sin, and living life feeling as if your creator, as if the divine, as if your God has somehow decided he or it doesn't want to be as close to you as it was before because you're walking a crooked line and not a straight one. Is there anybody on here who knows what that feels like, to feel so condemned by your actions and so condemned by what you've done, not just by you, but by other people, until you actually feel like when you pray, he hears me, but he's not obligated to answer me. You feel like the creator knows me, but the creator has chosen to create distance from me. If that's you, type it in the comment section. I raise my hand. Pamela Moore is in our Patreon community. Thank you, Pamela. She said yes. She said yes. We've got a yes here from Hillary. Okay. Um, what can you describe what that feels like, Hillary, and anybody else who wants to chime in? What does it feel like when the one you've given your all to, or have done your best, I should say, to give your all to, the one you love more than your own life itself, the one you've been taught to love more than anything else, you feel like your creator has now taken a position of hands off, or limited hands on, or, you know, allowing stuff, just stepping back and just, oh, I'm just going to let stuff pile up on this person because they have disobeyed me just to make sure I get them back in line with me. Okay. How many of y'all know what that feels like? Is there anybody who can describe that feeling for me? I know I've kind of described it. I'm going to go further in describing it. It's you feel like nothing. You feel useless. That hopelessness can intensify and deepen. You feel as if you just can't get anything right. You feel as if you're so flawed and so corrupted. And Pamela's chiming in on Patreon and saying ashamed, discarded. Yes, those are good words, ashamed and discarded. I mean, literally feeling unimportant, at least temporarily, until, yes, she's using another word, unloved. Absolutely. Hillary on YouTube is saying it literally makes me feel so unworthy and punished, forgotten about, never made to feel loved, but made me feel neglected and abandoned, led to severe depression. That's another thing. These perspectives we have on God uh, make us feel, or leads to feelings of depression. Krista says guilt, shame, and lonely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else want to describe that? Anybody else want to describe that? Anybody else want to describe that? It's out there. It's definitely out there. There's such thing as religious psychosis, a religious neurosis. Anybody else? Uh, again, guilt, shame, and lonely. Absolutely. This these things lead to all of the stuff you all just described between YouTube and our Patreon community in terms of how you feel. One of the reasons why I didn't want to just race through this, we want to just race through this, uh, is because this is so ingrained and installed in doctrine in many religions, especially Christianity, until it's why people have an up and down relationship with the Creator and an up and down relationship with themselves. Let me tell you, the way this is taught in many, many churches makes it very, very, very difficult for people to love themselves and be balanced psychologically. Okay. Paul said again, with my mind, I serve the Lord. I don't care how many times people try and spiritualize this. You have a mind which contains a will and emotions. You have the ability to use your intellect to form logic that forms a core belief that drives your life. And if your thinking is flawed, your life is going to be flawed. If your emotions are skewed and flawed, your life is going to be skewed and flawed. It's just as simple as that. So if you are struggling to feel as if you are worthy of being one with God at all times, then if you're still living in a mindset that I'm being punished purposely because I have flawed, or because I made a mistake, or because I did not make the right decision, that makes for an unhealthy relationship with the Creator. When you understand that. The best relationships in the world, yes, they are built on love. and they are built on the love of two people who have a growth mindset. And within that growth mindset, I want to grow, I want to become better, I want to expand. But at the same time, on top of the foundation of love is forgiveness, is acceptance, is understanding. Did you catch that? It is difficult to be in relationship with a creator whom you believe has such rigid standards that it will cut you off at any particular time. And it will say to you, no more money, no more happiness. I'm not with you as it relates to this prayer anymore. I'm going to withdraw myself from you. I want you to let that sink in. I want you to let that sink in. I want you to let that sink in. Your self-esteem is going to be shot. Your personal confidence is going to be shot, as we say. And again, self-love is not taught healthily in religion. It's not taught in the proper way in many ways. The context is skewed. When you start, for example, complimenting yourself and expressing that you love yourself, one of the first things people will come up with is you got to be humble now. You got to be humble. Let other people say certain things about you. Now, don't get me wrong. I am that kind of person who prefers to allow people to say things about me. But if I want to say some stuff about myself privately, to acknowledge whom the creator, source, and sustainer has gifted me to be, there's nothing wrong with that. We don't need to cast away our confidence in the creator, and we don't need to cast away our confidence in ourselves. We do not need to cast away our confidence. We don't need to cast away our confidence. And it's all right for you to tell yourself, I'm beautiful, or I'm handsome, I'm intelligent, or I have a growth mindset, or I have a capacity for growth, or I'm favored, or I'm loved, or I do this in a great way, an excellent way, or I love learn. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you don't have to go out and tell the world. You don't have to go out and flaunt things. And when you get a compliment and people say you're good at something, the creator is not. I know these depictions of a jealous God get interwoven into this conversation, and I'm telling you to think logically and critically. Okay, think logically and critically. I want you to type in the comment section, I must think logically and critically. Type that in the comment section. I must think logically and critically. This is not in my notes. I'm just going with the flow. I'm going to get to some more the subject matter in a few minutes. Type that in the comment section. I must think logically and critically. I must think logically and critically. I must think logically and critically. I want to see that come up in the comment section, and then I'm going to make my point. Thank you. I must think logically. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Thank you for typing it in Patreon, Pam. Let me tell you why I say that. The scriptures that from the Hebrew Bible, and it's really the Hebrew Bible. The Christian church has made it the Old Testament. No, it's the Hebrew Bible. Okay, the Hebrew Bible talks about that God being a jealous God. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask it on a level you can understand. As a spiritual being who lives in this body, family, as you grow and evolve in a comfort level with yourself, grow and evolve in self-love, self-security, you find yourself being more confident in showing up in the world every day as who you are. Okay, for example, if you know you love people right, when that's challenged, you stand firm in that. When people try and challenge who and what you are as a person, you feel you have enough healthy self-esteem, self-worth to own that and show up as that. Okay, so things might not rattle you like they used to once you evolve to that state where you're walking more in self-love, self-confidence, and of course, feeling as if you have a solid, stable relationship with your creator. When things come at you, the way you process it is differently. When things come at you, the way you respond or react to it is differently because you feel more secure in self. And don't get me wrong, as we matriculate through maturation scales, that gets better and better. So there might be some areas that where we still have challenges in that, but there's some other areas we're pretty solid and strong that we know we can do this, or we know who we are in this area. And when this gets challenged, it might hurt, but we stand firm on what we know. So this is why I want you to think logically and critically. I'm giving you that example based on who we are. Why would an omnipotent, all-knowing being have to be jealous of anything? All-knowing, hear me, self-sustained. This omnipotent, all-knowing creature that is referred to as God and the divine, the creator, source, and sustainer, the source, is also self-contained. Doesn't need anything. Doesn't need anything. Doesn't even have feel the is balanced what we might call emotionally. Has the power with a thought to change anything it wants to change if it doesn't like something. Why would it need to be jealous? And then, of course, I've heard the different explanations because that's really a human trait. It's not a trait of a divine being, it's a human trait impressed upon the creation of the description of what we consider to be that divine being. But why, if it's perfect, would it feel threatened? Would it feel jealousy? Why? If it knows all things, if it knows the outcome of all things, if it has all knowledge of all things, if it recognizes it's dealing with an inferior species, it's quiet in the comment section. It's quiet in the comment section. Just think again, our more evolved selves, when we're more evolved, think about my example before I said what I said. When we're more evolved as beings, we become less envious, we become less jealous, we become less threatened by other people. We're all evolving. Imagine this creator who is infinitely more powerful, infinitely more resolved, infinitely more secure, infinitely more aware. Why does it need to be jealous? So I brought that up to say that there are many excuses that are given as to why you have been discarded or disfavored by this creator. How legitimate are they? And if you accept that, it will impact the ability for your prayers to produce the results you desire. It will be difficult for your meditations to be effective. It will be difficult for your decrees, hear me, to bring back the results you desire. It will be difficult for you to really move and utilize faith effectively because ultimately you believe that your prayers are now diminished because this God, this creator, this source, this sustainer got an anger issue with you, or again, it's just not supporting you because you're in a situation now that you're doing stuff that allegedly is disapproved of by this said creator that made it jealous and made it angry. You'll start feeling separateness. You start feeling disconnection. Lord, I feel this. I needed that. I needed that touch right there. I needed to feel what I just felt right there. Am I making any sense to anybody? Am I making any sense to anybody? I want you to understand. I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. We read from John chapter 17, Yeshua's prayer that we might be one. We are one. You're born one. You're born one, just as Yeshua was one with the Father. This is a phrase. It's real. It expresses a real, not merely a moral or symbolic unity between Father and Son. It's real. It's legitimate. And as I explained to you before, the word "and" from the Greek word "kai" joins two clauses under one verb, is signaling a tight mutual relation that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Again, the same relationship Yeshua says he has with the Creator is the same relationship of oneness that we have with the Creator. He goes on to say, the words that I speak, he's saying, I'm not even speaking my own words. Hear this. Here's traditional exegesis on that text. Yeshua does not speak independently or autonomously. His teaching is revelation, not private opinion. The words that I say, I do not speak from myself. This guards against any idea of Yeshua as a rogue divine agent separate from the Father's will. He is the obedient Son whose every word is in harmony with the Father. But I want to make two key points from this. The first key point is indwelling. Indwelling. I want you to type the word indwelling in the comment section. Type the word indwelling in the comment section. Again, the foundation of your power, the foundation of your power connection, the foundation of who you are as a spiritual being that has access to the unlimited is your belief that you are one with God and God is one with you, meaning that the Spirit indwells you at all times. At all times. The word indwelling. I can't pronounce it in Greek. There's the Greek words right before me. I'm not going to butcher the words. The Father abides or remains in Yeshua. This is the same verb John uses for the disciples abiding in Christ in John 15:4-5. See? Here it emphasizes that the source of Yeshua's ministry is the Father's presence within him. So number one, indwelling. Hear me when I say this, that you are a spiritual being. At all times, throughout the whole course of your life, before you've said any prayer in any mosque, temple, synagogue, or church, you are already one as a spirit being with God. You might not have been aware. You were not aware. You did not know. You did not have knowledge. You only knew what you had been taught, but you are one. The Spirit indwells you right now. Right now. Hear me. Hear me. I just gotta make some plain examples. You might have cussed somebody out. You're still one with God. Yeah, I know you sit on that toilet and stank up everything. You're like, surely he's not with me. Yes, he's with you now. The Creator is a part of you now. Hear what I'm saying today. You just failed a test. Yep, the Creator is with you now. You were just lowly and depressed. Yep, the Creator is still with you. Still a part of you. Still speaking from within you. I want you to hear what I'm saying today. You looked in the mirror and didn't like the way you look. Still with you. You just got rejected by family and friends and you feel like nothing. The Creator is still one with you. One with you. Even when we do unsavory things, even when we do things that are not representative of the Creator, truly representative of love, the Creator is still within us, one with us, guiding us to higher planes and higher places if we would just listen. The indwelling is not a phase you turn on and turn off. The indwelling is there always. But what has to happen is we must develop an awareness. The next point I want to make is the works as divine acts. Check this out. His works, not my works, miracles and repetitive acts, are ultimately the Father's deeds manifested through the Son. Hear me. The works, Yeshua said, are evidence. So if Philip struggles to believe the claim of oneness, Yeshua points to the works as proof. You right now in your personal life, family, and I'm getting to the metaphysical, again, inner spiritual exegesis. You right now, family, have evidence and works. Some of you are not connected to nobody's church. You don't do this, you don't do that, but there's the evidence and works that you've seen in your life, that you're one with the Father and the Father is one with you, because you continue to see miracles show up in your life. When you show up knowing, when you show up in faith, when you show up believing, the car note gets paid, the electricity gets paid, the house don't gets paid. Come on now. Money that you require shows up. Love that you require shows up. Hear what I'm saying today. Support in a multiplicity of ways, catch me, shows up. Without you sowing $1,000 seed, hear what I'm saying today. Without you begging and groveling on your knees, without you needing to starve yourself for 40 days. You have the evidence yourself. You don't have to go, you don't have to look at somebody that you admire greatly who wears a collar and say they have all the evidence. Oh, they could. No, you got evidence. I'm talking to people right now who have testimonies. I'm guaranteeing you right now, everybody in here, everybody watching me right now has at least 10 testimonies of miracles they've witnessed. And they witnessed it at a time when they felt like they weren't so spiritual. They witnessed it at a time when they felt like they weren't so connected with God. They witnessed it at a time where sometimes they just let go of the thing and felt like it might not even happen. I know I'm talking to people who have at least 10 miracle testimonies where you are not feeling like the best version of yourself spiritually, and it still happened. It yet happened. Hear what I'm saying today. And yes, I call us a divine spiritual species because we are. I know that we have an autonomous, so to speak, autonomous power. Watch this. But I'm talking about it happened because of your partnership. That autonomy, that connection, that interconnectedness with who you are as a spirit being resulted in evidence to prove when your body got healed, to prove when the money came in, to prove when you meditated and prayed and it manifested against all odds. You got evidence. You've got testimonies. You've got testimonies. So I'm going to ask the question, who's got miracle testimonies in accordance with what I just said, watching me right now? Type yes or no. If you said no, then you just are unaware. But it's all right if you say no. Who's got testimonies? Who's got testimonies? Thank you, sir, for your honesty. Who's got testimonies? Who's got testimonies? Look at all the testimonies. Look at all the yeses. Look at all the yeses. Look at all the yeses. So I'm saying to you right now, hear what I'm saying today. Hear what I'm saying today. Why are you so busy looking outside for evidence? Evidence that God still loves you, or evidence that you are support. Why are you still looking outside? You live inside. You are I'm gonna say it like this. You are inside, but you are a spiritual being who's guiding this temple, who's allowing yourself also to be guided by the Creator and Spirit guides through this life. But you are the being that's creating, that's co-manifesting, that's running this body, this avatar anyway. So why are you looking outside? It is evidence, family, that you are one. And hear what I'm saying today. This is where people, thank you. The Spirit is guiding me even more. This is where people struggle in certain circles. Okay, if you teach this kind of stuff, then people won't want to change and get better. That's a lie. People who have a growth mindset, people who have submitted themselves, watch this, to higher dimensions of living. Now, the truth is this: if you want to grow, you will grow. If you're resistant to growth, you won't grow as fast. That's just the truth, no matter what people teach you. But for people who really, really want to be one with God, who really, really want to live on a higher divine level, who really, really want to live a life of fulfillment, of abundance, of happiness, of joy, who really, really, really want to live as love as the center of their lives, will submit. They will submit. The problem is when people decide, I don't want to submit, they're saying, I want to be stuck where I am. I want to be this me that shows up like this. And that's your choice. But the people who don't recognize better when they see it, and they are consistently putting in an effort to try and be better with the knowledge that is revealed to them. Oh my goodness. The apostle said we are to grow in grace and in the knowledge. We are to grow in grace and in the knowledge. We are to grow in grace. And people who are committed to growing, watch this, in a way that's in alignment. And how do you know what's in alignment? How do you know what's the good, acceptable, perfect will of God? Where you yield yourself in prayer and in meditation to submit to being guided. Then the information comes as to what love is and how you treat people. The information comes as to how you forgive. The information comes as to how you self-love yourself in a healthy way, how you forgive, how you heal your physical body. The information comes as to how you walk as a God, as a divine species of being, as one who's in oneness with God. Watch this, not on lower level planes, lower vibratory planes, but you ascend to higher and higher and higher levels. Why attitude is not a prerequisite. An attitude is not a thing you choose, but love and gratitude. Y'all didn't catch that. It's something that's more in tune with who and what you are, and your perspectives are less judgmental than they were before, because now I'm opening my mind up to literally become one with the Christ mind. Hear me, to be able to see what I see in love like Yeshua did, but yet not judge and condemn like Yeshua didn't. The Gospels are a great place to start. We can pick out other ancient texts that are great places to start, where you see the heart of God, where you see the spirit of the Christ mind, where you see the theology and philosophy of love in action that constantly opens up more doors in your heart to intimacy with the Creator, with God. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I repeat again. I am in the Father and the Father in me. According to Charles Fillmore, this is a pattern of consciousness. This is a pattern of consciousness. I want you to type in the comment section. I want you to type it in the comment section. Being one with God is a pattern of consciousness. Being one, that's it, Trina. Being one with God is a pattern of consciousness. Being one with God is a pattern of consciousness. Being one with God is a pattern of consciousness. Okay, so you're conditioned to think sometimes it's just your voice. Sometimes you've been conditioned to think, well, it's your voice and then that evil fellow's voice. Then other times you've been conditioned to believe there's three voices: my voice, the other fellow's voice that they call the devil, and then God's voice. And then you've been conditioned to believe that angels and other voices can speak to you. But what I want you to embrace, family, is this: that knowing that you're one with God is a consciousness. It is a consciousness that we must cultivate again, because you're taught that you're nothing. You're taught that you're no good. You're taught that you're not even worthy to be saved. You're not even worthy to be one with God. And you can only be one with God if you walk a straight line. This is the psychological conditioning that has been imposed upon people and shared with the masses. This is why it is a struggle to develop a consciousness, a pattern of consciousness, that I am one with God at all times. I'm one with God standing in the DMV line. I'm one with God when I feel humiliated and rejected. I'm still one with God in embarrassing situations. I'm one with God in the biggest mistakes I've ever made in my life. God is still a part of me, and I am still a part of God. There is no separation here, no separateness there, or separatism. I am yet one with God. I want you to hear me. People will try and talk you out of that because their interpretation is flawed. The text doesn't say if you're saved, in him you live and move and have your being. In him you live and move and have your being as a part of your birthright. It's a part of your existence, period. It's a pattern of consciousness. And if you and I don't put in the work, let me tell you, I got to put in the work daily like you. I had to pull in the ergon daily like you. I have to remind myself daily that even when I'm lonely and depressed and in the dumps, I have to sometimes in the moment that drop in chemical levels, that drop in hormonal levels does not want me to recognize, oh, but you're in a dungeon right now emotionally, but you're still one with God. God is still present with you and in you. The creator and the source is still there to support you. Hear what I'm saying. You're still one with God. I just got to give you examples that resonate with you, fam. I got to give you examples that resonate with you. Hear me. You're still one with God in the most embarrassing situations in your life. Catch this. You're still one with God when you're having orgasms and enjoying them. I need you to hear me. Why did I say that? Because people feel like they can do things that causes God to separate them. Sex does not separate you from God. Enjoying pleasure does not separate you from God. That God is a part of you as a spirit being, family, that inhabits you. That's a part of this body that you are controlling. Did you catch what I just said? You're eating and enjoying that meal. That's not carnal. God is still with you. The source is still with you. The source is still one with you. You can work a miracle while you're at the table. Catch what I'm just saying. You can work a miracle while you're making love. You didn't know that, did you? Yes, you can do some exceptional things. I don't even want to get into sexual transmutation because y'all ain't ready for it. But anyway, there's all kinds of powerful things that you are that does not separate you from God, and all kinds of things we participate in that people say it separates you from God. No, it doesn't. God is infused in you as a spirit being, as a part of you as a spirit being. You are one. And when people talk about backsliding and backsliding conditions, they're acting like, okay, the spirit is speaking to them from the outside. That's a lie. The spirit never leaves you. The spirit is always one with you. That spirit that's trying to get you back on track in life is from within you. It's talking to you from within your spirit because it is a part of your spirit. Paul asked the question, who can separate us from the love of God? People literally preach as if, oh, he'll love you, but watch this. The beneficent acts that come from love, don't expect it. No, we have to curate. We have to constantly within ourselves know that we know that we know. Remind ourselves on a daily basis. This is a pattern of consciousness. Watch this. And once you get in this pattern of consciousness, once you work with it, develop it, feed it, and nurture it, you'll start being aware, family, in all kinds of situations, no matter how flabbergasted you are, no matter how blindsided you are, no matter how angry you are, that mind will remind you God is still here. The source is still present. The creator is still working with you. And if you listen clearly, like the prophet did in the cave, and allow the winds and the storms and all those things to subside, the still small voice will yet guide you in the darkest corridors of your life. Why? Because the spirit is always with you. The spirit is never leaving you nor forsaking you. Metaphysically, the Father equals the divine mind, source, infinite spirit. The Son equals the divine idea of humanity, the Christ self in each person, not in spatial, but ontological and conscious, like thought in mind and mind in thought. Yeshua was called the Word that became flesh and the Word that indwelled flesh. People don't see the archetypal relationship. They don't see that. They don't see that the same way that Yeshua is described in terms of being a hybrid, mhm, in terms of dual natures. Yeah, 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 yeah. In terms of kenosis, in terms of embodying flesh, is the concept that points to who you and I are. God in flesh, God in our spirits, and we as spirits dwelling or in this flesh, or inhabiting or controlling, I should say, this flesh. The concept is there, family. The concept is there. I want you to understand how liberating it is going to be for you. How liberating it's going to be for you as you accept this, as you own this, as you embrace this. I got a few more minutes. He says the words, he talks about his words, excuse me. And he goes on to say, I'm not speaking from myself. I'm not speaking of myself. Okay. This is what I want you to understand. He's talking about non-egoic speech or non-fleshly talk. In other words, the self Yeshua refuses to speak from is the limited personality. He speaks from the indwelling Christ divine mind. Let me put that up so you can see that. Let me put that up so you can see that. I want to make a profound point on this. I want to make a profound point on this. This might be where I hang my hat because I got passion. I've got passion centered around this particular. I've got conviction related to this statement. I've got conviction invested in this. I've got conviction invested in this. And let me make sure I can keep up with my people on Patreon because I can see their comments on my phone. Make sure I can keep up with them. Okay. This is what I want you to understand. I want you to understand. I want you to understand. We've the Paul talks about the carnal mind being enmity against God. It's an enemy. It's separate. It's the opposite. It's opposed. I want to ask you a question, and I know you got the answer to it. I want your answers as best as you can in the comment section. Why are people who say they're Christians or say they're spiritual so committed to speaking and living and thinking from the limited personality instead of the indwelling Christ or divine mind? Why? I'm going to ask it again, maybe in a different way. Why are people so invested in living, thinking, and speaking from the limited personality instead of from the indwelling Christ or divine mind? What do you think? Why do you think? Because again, we talk about putting on the mind of Christ in the biblical text. And I quoted from the Gospel of Thomas, and I'm going to start quoting more from some of these apocryphal texts, these deep mystical texts that harmonize a lot with biblical texts and Buddhist texts and other texts along certain subjects. They're saying the same thing, but in terms of certain subject matters, not all. But why? So the first answer that came in is conditioning. Okay, okay, good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? And let me tell you, putting on the mind of Christ, developing an awareness of the mind of Christ, allowing yourself, watch this, to reprogram your mind, to allow in the architecture of the mind of Christ, and then to allow yourself to develop the mind of Christ can be challenging. She said conditioning. Pastor Janet said conditioning. Anybody else have an answer that you want to share? There's no bad answers. There aren't any bad answers here in this tribe. Anybody else? Conditioning, 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 conditioning. Pam says on Patreon, the way we're taught. Absolutely. That's good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? So let me say this. Let me say this. That's good. And I agree with both answers. They're both accurate. The way we were taught means, as Pastor Janet says, we're conditioned a certain way. The teaching conditions us to believe certain things. So if you, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. If I'm thinking from the inside out, if I have the ability to declare and decree things and it happens, I don't want you to answer this. The next question is, why do I believe that some days and other days I don't? And why do I believe or treat it like some days it applies and other days it doesn't? See what Krista says here. She says, yes, they don't believe they have a mind of Christ. That having a mind of Christ pertains to them due to teaching that they have been conditioned to believe. Absolutely. Due to teaching they have been conditioned to believe. Yes, absolutely. So since we are getting answers about conditioning, that means, family, we've got to put in the work daily to recondition our minds to align with Christ, the Christ mind, and to think like the Christ mind. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish mentioned in the text. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish mentioned in the text. I want you to hear me clearly because I love studying the life of Yeshua. I love studying what is depicted in the text as him and his actions. Yeshua does not allow anybody outside of him to dictate his reality. I'm going to say it again. Yeshua does not allow anybody outside of him to dictate his reality. Remember, this same Yeshua said God is in him. This same Yeshua prayed that we were one with God, and we are one with God. Hear me. That means you are that. You have access to that. In one of the same chapters, he goes on to say, greater works than these shalt thou do. But I don't want to get into that right now. What I want you to see is he's not dependent on nobody to feed his people. He decides how to feed his people. He's not deciding that I'm going to wait on somebody to send me anything. I'm going to set up money being in the fisher's mind. I'm not going to allow a doctor to decide if people around me get healed or not. I make the decision. Hear me, even with the sacrifice, he's saying, I'm not going to allow nobody to just take my life. I'm willfully giving it away. The Christ mind, family, being one with God and developing the Christ mind is coming into a knowledge to understand you are living from the inside out at all times. There are no variable factors we don't allow. There aren't no mitigating factors we don't allow. There aren't any what ifs that we do not allow. There aren't any opposites that we do not allow. We allow it all. The what ifs come from us. The fears come from us. The anxieties come from us. Notice that. Yeshua didn't have a fear of getting caught because Yeshua had already decided I'm going to get caught. I want you to make the connection. I want you to stop putting Yeshua in a different category as if you're not one with Yeshua, as if you can't do what Yeshua did, as if you can't have the mind of Christ, because even your biblical text tell you do. But if you don't have this pattern of consciousness that you're one with God, one with the Christ mind, or you're operating from the Christ mind, you will continue to believe some days I can do it, other days I can't. Let me tell you, I used to live what iffy like that. The person you see today is an evolved person. And simply what I'm trying to say is, if I don't have transportation, that's nobody's fault but mine. And there are no other factors but me who have contributed to a state. If you don't have this, if you don't have that, if this is not working out, if that's not working out. Yeshua again showed us how to deal with the enemies, internal and external. Yeshua again showed us faith is an inward thing, and faith is the thing that co-creates and co-manifests reality. The things that show up in our worlds, including mountains, are there if we decide to keep them or get rid of them. But some days we believe this, and other days we believe the carnal, we believe the fleshly, we believe the egoic mind's interpretation of this reality. I'm striving as I condition myself, family, to every single day committing to a Christ consciousness, a pattern of Christ consciousness. Watch this. That even when this stuff has showed up in my life that I said I don't want to be there, that I can self-analyze enough to be aware enough to say, but I had a thought that it was going to come. That's why it's there. Catch what I'm saying today. Recognizing, hallelujah, that you are one with God places the power within you and your creator that's in you at all times. At all times. Did you catch what I said? At all times. I want you to type this in the comment section. I want you to type this in the comment section. I am in control of my life at all times. The chaos, and I can only use me as an example. Any chaos that I've experienced, I did it. I did it somewhere roaming in my subconscious, somewhere, sometimes in my conscious mind, is a pattern of behavior. Watch this. That's predictive and is saying, okay, I'm doing good here, so evil got to show up over there. I made strides here, so something has to come up and try and destroy me. Oh, I'm feeling good today, but don't expect to feel good in 2 weeks. There's something in me that says I shouldn't expect to be happy all the time. There's something in me that says I shouldn't be happy most of the time. There's something in me that says, oh, this has got to be hard because you read a book and said it. They said it was hard. You heard so-and-so's testimony and they said it was hard. Hear what I'm saying? This is all conditioning. It's all conditioning. It's all conditioning. It's all conditioning. Seriously, I'm saying it again. It's all conditioning. You and I are programmed to think. We are programmed to automatically put difficulty in our lives. We are programmed to place hardships there. We are programmed to put resistance in our own lives. We are programmed to put pain there. We are programmed to put betrayal there. We are programmed to put loss there. We are programmed to put distrust there. We are programmed to put struggle there. We are programmed to put dishonesty there. We have been taught by what we have read in the examples of others' lives, or we have been taught by people who nurtured and developed us, or watched them and said, this must happen to me because it happened to them. I should expect something like this to be a part of my life because it's a part of this person's life and it's a part of that person's life. But what if you operated in Christ's consciousness? What if you realize and recognize, like Yeshua did, that you are controlling this reality from inside out? What if you recognize that you're so one with God that even if you make mistakes, that God that you're one with has a way of guiding you down the right path to correct it and guiding you down the right path where you're still empowered to be fulfilled and to have good success? What if you knew at all times that I have access to a mind that knows everything, and I have a relationship with the Creator that's unfailing, that's perpetual, that's not on and off again, that's not up and down again, but it is consistent? What if I lived in this Christ consciousness at all times? I'm almost done. I'm about to shut it down. People are invested in living from unlimited personality. Unlimited personality. Unlimited personality. Let me give you some examples. I'm looking for a vehicle, right? Looking for a vehicle. You know what my limited personality says? Your limited personality evaluates things like cash flow. Limited personality evaluates things like job earnings. Limited personality evaluates things like how you going to pay for this, how you going to pay for that, how you going to maintain this, how you going to do that, what about your insurance, blah, blah, blah. The limited personality looks at the natural and decides from the sensorial or from the senses. It's going to decide from sensual interpretation and sensual observation, intellectual observation. It's going to decide from there what you are and what you aren't. If Yeshua, watch this family, had coins in his purse, why would he tell somebody to go down to the water? You're going to fish, pull out the fish, there's going to be money. Yes, there are all kinds of metaphysical interpretations of that. I get that. Hear me. But why? Why? If Yeshua owned a bakery, but he didn't. He didn't own a bakery. Yeshua didn't own a meat shop. So when people got hungry, what did Yeshua do? Yeshua didn't say, let's check the purse, boys. Let's see what's in the bank account, boys. That's not what Yeshua did. He first told them to feed them after he recognized, okay, they're not operating in this pattern of Christ consciousness yet. I'm just going to have to show them. I want you to hear me. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you, family, to give up the limited persona, to give up the egoic mind, to give up the limited personality and speak from the indwelling Christ, the divine mind. Speak from the divine mind, what Fillmore calls the inner chamber, secret place of the Most High, the inner point where we consciously meet God, the place of the unlimited, the place of inexhaustible supply. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The place that's never ending, the place where all things are, the place referred to in some spaces as the kingdom. Paul says, my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Yeshua. Riches, glory from infinite storehouses, infinite potential. Hear what I'm saying today. What if you made a decision to not invest in the natural to make all your decisions? Again, I understand there's a spiritual, there's a natural. Catch this, family. Let me tell you why practical living is necessary. Practical living is necessary when there isn't sufficient spiritual living. You ain't never heard that before, have you? Your definition of practicality is defined by your spiritual awareness, your spiritual efficaciousness. That's how it is defined, by your awareness and utilization of spiritual power. Hear me. For example, it is practical for one family to make a budget of $3,000 a month for their bills because their ability to produce from the spirit is only $3,000 a month for whatever reason, limited thinking. But there's another family who says, we are practically, watch this, setting up a budget for $50,000 a month. And they have, watched this, practically set up an income of $150,000 a month and saying, I can live off the budget of $50,000 and save $100,000 a month. You know why? Because something within them spiritually, something within them as a dynamic, powerful spiritual species has the ability to create wealth, to manifest wealth. Hear me. Not from a limited perspective that I'm going to barely get by. I got to depend on folk to hire me and I got to look for people. No, 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 no. They believe in identity that they are the person who flourishes, who lives in abundance, who has things in place that always brings them in income. They believe that they're always connected to doorways that's always going to show up and supply their needs and desires. I need you to catch what I'm saying. They have a wealth mindset, and in that wealth mindset, they have a growth mindset, and that's why they keep manifesting more, because, watch this, their definitions or conditions about what money is and how money shows up is different from the person who lives at $3,000 a month and only makes $4,000 a month, or only makes $3,500 a month, or only makes less than that a month. Am I making any sense? But what if you access that same Christ mind you saw in the Gospels? What if you access the mind of the miracle worker that's a part of you? What if you knew every single day of your life, I'm one with God? I'm in this line at the DMV and I've done it, but I'm getting ready to accelerate my appearance. I'm getting ready to accelerate my position in line by 15 minutes. I am seeing myself. They're saying an hour on the board. I'm saying I'm going to be up at that counter in 30 minutes, and I was up at that counter in 30 minutes. I have been in places where folks were acting a plumb fool, and I saw in my mind them being subdued and calming down. Within 15 natural minutes, their demeanor had changed and shifted. Hear me? That's the part of you that knows you're powerful, that has access to the Christ mind at all times, and is not allowing people outside of you to dictate how you gonna feel. Because you are always, I feel the presence, you are always one with God. And I hear God telling me to tell you it is his good pleasure for you to know that you are always one with him. You're always one with God. I want you to type it in the comment section. I am always aware of my oneness with God. I got to stop. Type that in the comment section. I am always aware of my oneness with God. Type that in the comment section. I am always aware of my oneness with God. Type it in the comment section. I am always aware of my oneness with God. Hear me. Two affirmations I'm going to give you. Two, one is an affirmation, and one is a question that stimulates your spirit mind, that stimulates your subconscious mind to align you as reality with what you are speaking as reality. So the first thing is I want you to write this down or type it in your phone. And I want you to say it every single day until it's no longer necessary for you to say, I am always aware of my oneness with God. That's number one. I am always aware of my oneness with God. That's an affirmation. I am always aware of my oneness with God. I am always aware of my oneness with God. The next thing I want you to do, which is, again, it is a tactic, it is a strategy that works. I want you to ask yourself this question every single day, especially when you wake up in the morning. You're going to say two things. You're going to ask yourself a question. And the question you're going to ask yourself is, why am I always aware of my oneness with God? Type that question in the comment section. Why am I always aware of my oneness with God? Type it in the comment section. Why am I always aware of my oneness with God? And then you're going to make the affirmation statement. I am always aware of my oneness with God. All right, type it in the comment section. Why am I always aware of my oneness with God? I'm going to pray. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I really have been trying to get into some other things, but this to me is essential knowledge. It's essential awareness. It really, really is. It really, really is. Uh, and I tell you, family, and I'm closing because I'm a little bit over time. I've said this before, even when I was doing traditional Christian things. One of the most liberating, no, the most liberating day of my life. Number one was when I realized that no matter what I do, God always, always, always loves and accepts me. It's number one. That cloud of guilt and shame just left. It just left. And it didn't mean that I didn't have any kind of moral convictions, because I still do. But when I fail or when I make a mistake, I know I'm not disowned. The second thing, family, that's been very, very, very liberating for me is knowing that I'm always one with God. Yeah. Knowing that I'm always one with God at all times. He's not leaving me. God, the creator, the divine, the source, is not turning its back on me, not shunning me, not any of those things. And again, that motivates me more to try and strive to be better, to try and strive to do better. Those two things, family, in terms of my spiritual journey, my spiritual journey. Because sometimes people stop loving you, sometimes people stop supporting you, people we depend on. My, my, I guess I could say, the consistent uh, bedrock, the consistent truth I've leaned on for decades is knowing that I had God, knowing that I had the Creator, knowing that I had the divine. And I want you to leave away from this teaching recognizing you're always loved by God and you're always one with God. When you embody that, we've been talking about embodying identity, becoming by embodying. We've been talking about manifesting from identity. You'll see yourself differently. You'll see people differently. You'll see the world differently. There are some things I just don't have a energy for anymore. I just don't have a fight for anymore. It's because of the evolution. It's because of my awareness of God and allowing myself to be loved and to grow and allow myself to give not only me grace, but others grace. And I'm saying to you, your life has already shifted. Your life has already shifted. You know why it shifted? It shifted because somebody is embracing. Somebody is embracing that they are one with the Creator. Somebody is embracing that they are one with God. You're never, ever going to be the same. Almighty, I thank you for this wonderful group of people who've tuned in today. Maybe somebody who's watching me now who's been struggling in their connection with you. And as I pray over them, I just cement what's already been presented, what's already swirling around in their heart and their mind. Let the love, let your presence, let your power confirm this teaching. Envelop them in a blanket, in a cocoon of love. Spark a deeper awareness within themselves of your presence. Allow them to dream dreams and have visions, to feel the warmth of your embrace and your infinite, infinite, amazing grace. Let them know that they know that they know that you literally have not left them and you will not forsake them. They never ever walk alone. And I thank you. And I praise you. We thank you that it is so, and so it is. We remember the name, the power, the consciousness, and the way of Yeshua HaMashiach. Thank you. Thank you for new realms. Thank you for new experiences. Thank you for higher levels and dimensions of knowing. And we are one with God. Thank you. Thank you. It is so, and so it is. Love you all so dearly. Real quickly, tell me how you're feeling, and I'm going to release you. How you're feeling today? What do you feel? And how are you feeling about the teaching today? Then I'm going to release you. Thank you so much for hanging around to the end. I adore you. Those who watched on Patreon, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And we are preparing, I was intended to announce that today, to start streaming exclusively through Patreon. I'll use this background for a while in the same setting and format we have in YouTube, where you can see everybody's comments and interact. You will be able to do that as I stream directly from within Patreon. And so I'll be posting an announcement in our community real soon about that. See, thank you so much, sister. She says, liberated. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? I always dispense the truth to myself first. To myself first. And even if every particular thing does not pertain to me, I find a way to own aspects of everything that comes out of my mouth. It's to me first. So as I treat myself with love and respect, I treat you with love and respect. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. There's sweeping change that's taking place right now. Sweeping change. Sweeping change that's taking place right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Enjoy your day. We'll release you with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing. Nothing. It is so, and so it is. And don't forget to remember us by sowing seeds and donating into this platform. I appreciate your love. Thank you. Your day is great. Thank you for being a part of this journey of awakening and transformation. Support the light through Revolution Inc. by liking, sharing, and giving. Cash App $AG Green and $AG Green Enterprises. You can also give by Zelle. Anthony G. Green at hotmail.com is what you use. And Chime $Anthony/Green/336. If you haven't joined as a member of Patreon, now is a good time. We're a spiritual community that's evolving, transforming, and ascending. If you like what you have seen and heard, connect with us. It's time to vibe with your tribe. Also take time to visit theaggreen.com for the latest developments, and just explore divinespeciesshop.com for spiritual tools to elevate your life. Your love and support helps keep this mission alive.